The Zondo Commission into State Capture gave us a glimpse into the corruption in the country and the massive amounts of money involved. It's clear from the Commission's findings that politicians and government officials are deeply connected to organized crime. In many cases, government contracts are nothing more than smokescreens for siphoning public money into the hands of the politically connected. And there is no length that the corrupt will not resort to avoid accountability. To avoid losing their ill-gotten gains, they are turning South Africa into an assassination nation. South Africa is no stranger to murder. With more than 80 people killed in the country each day, most victims are not even reported in the media. Those who are soon forgotten, as new victims take their place in the never-ending cycle of carnage. The killing of any South African is equally tragic, and all killers should be brought to justice. Still, we should all be concerned about the rise in cold-blooded murder for hire, especially when these killings are taking place to protect those in power. The government's primary role is to protect the rights of the people. They cannot fulfill this role if they are involved in killing citizens to protect their network of corruption. The killing of Cloete Murray and his son Thomas on March 19 is one of these cases. They were the court-appointed liquidators of Bosasa, a company highly implicated in state capture, with extensive ties to ANC politicians. Cloete and Thomas Murray were not whistleblowers in the traditional sense. Still, as the liquidators of Bosasa, they would have had access to potentially damaging information. It would not be unreasonable to suspect their cold-blooded assassination was linked to this matter.
Cloete contacted us last week on Tuesday. He indicated that he was about to finish or proceed with the Section 417 inquiry. Well, his words were he was on the cusp of subpoenaing various prominent politicians to come and testify at that inquiry.
Was he able to indicate to you and Tessie who those prominent people were?
Yes, he did, but you must excuse me with his murder. I'm not at liberty to divulge that.
Is it about his?
It's members of cabinet.
But they are not the only people to fall victim to hired guns. Anti-gang unit police officer Charles Kinnear was investigating cases involving organized crime. He was brutally gunned down in front of his own home. And Babita Deokaran was gunned down inside her car outside her home in 2021. Her assassination occurred after she exposed 850 million rand worth of corrupt tenders at Tembisa Hospital. Many of the flagged deals could be linked to politically connected individuals, including contracts for items a hospital did not need, like 500,000 rand spent on children's jeans. At the same time, other tenders were nothing more than money laundering. In one instance, the hospital paid 5,000% more for a bucket than it should cost, by paying 10,000 rand for a 12.5-liter plastic bucket. The money involved in organized crime in South Africa is astronomical. Former Eskom CEO Andre de Ruyter said syndicates are stealing over R1 billion from Eskom monthly. This is the sort of money people are unwilling to give up. And clearly, they are willing to kill to ensure the taps are not closed. Every aspect of South Africa's public sector is collapsing, from healthcare and electricity to the rail network and water and sanitation. And it's no coincidence that hardly a state-owned entity or government department has not been linked to corruption. Corruption is destroying the nation, and people are willing to kill to continue that destruction. The ANC and corruption are too deeply intertwined with each other to separate the party from the massive network of patronage it has created. It's time for South Africa to take aim and use our voting power to assassinate corruption. Please support this channel by liking and subscribing.